Sweet. Ah! It's good. It's good.
早上好.
早上好.
Good morning.
Hey, what's up? This is China on the Internet, and this is your boy, Rob Chen.
I'm Christina Chen.
And we are not related. What's up, y'all? How's it going? Weekend well spent? Mine was pretty chill, too.
What did you do?
What did I do this past weekend? Actually, what did I do? I
Isn't
watched.
that funny when you don't really
It's like,
remember?
yeah, I'm trying to think of what I did. Oh, I was recording some music. Too.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was recording some music over
That's
the weekend.
awesome.
Yeah, that was fun.
That's awesome. Cool.
Yeah. Had a few meetings and stuff,
Nice.
production meetings.
Great.
Yeah. What about you?
I worked a lot. My weekends are like my work weekends, so I can have days in the week off, you know.
You'll have like scattered moments
Yeah,
of like.
so I worked.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was a pretty chill
Wow.
weekend.
Chill weekend.
I saw a comedy show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, down at the People's Improv Theater. It was really fun.
Nice,
It was like a
nice.
musical theater improv night. It was actually really hilarious. I had a really good
Musical
time.
improv. Oh
Yeah.
I think that's totally your jam.
Yeah, well,
Totally
I
jam, yeah.
had so much anxiety watching them because I was so nervous for them to mess up, but they
All
didn't.
right.
They were great.
That's the
Get like
power of improv,
secondhand
you know?
embarrassment, you know.
Secondhand embarrassment. you feel it on stage. Like, oh, what
Yeah.
they're doing. And you're, oh man, I feel it too.
Yeah.
Dang.
Anyway.
Anyways. So, yo, I was recently looking at this one article about and maybe you know how to pronounce this better, but marriage advertisements.
Oh. Yes.
Which is in China. So because it's like a lot of people in China, as we know, so there will be parents who would, with consent of their kids, would advertise for their kids for a potential spouse.
With consent? Isn't that questionable?
Questionable.
I think what you're talking about is the park near Tiananmen Square in Beijing, China.
Yes. Or is that only specific to the?
I mean,
that
I think
park?
there are lots of them, but I think this one is Zhongshan Gongyuan, which is like middle, translates to Middle Mountain Park.
Oh.
Yeah, my dad and I like to go there a lot.
Wow.
Yeah, it's in the middle of Beijing, and the parents will put out ads for their children who are single, right? Because millennials these days in China they're single. They're not getting married till their 30s.
Yeah.
Which is whatever, not a big deal. But
Not
in
a big
China,
deal, yeah.
they used to, get married a little earlier than that.
But everybody too.
I know, even
like,
in the States too.
In
Yeah.
the States as well.
So yeah, it's called 相亲角.
相亲角.
Yeah. So it's a marriage market
Yeah.
where parents will advertise their children on pieces of paper. So people are calling it the offline Tinder.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
the
crazy.
photos are really funny. It's literally just
We'll have a
like
picture here. Yeah.
pieces of like A4 paper on the ground with no photos
There's
or
no
anything.
photos, yeah.
Just a long paragraph description.
Instead of swiping left or swiping right, you just walk
You
left
just
and
walk
right.
and
You
just,
know.
like get their phone number, I guess.
Wow.
Do young adults actually give their parents consent? The odd answer is yes. Oh, okay. So the parents are getting their kids consent.
You have to.
That's
I
very
feel,
interesting.
you know?
I wonder if my dad has just like put mine down there, but like I'm kidding.
Is
He
that
definitely
secretly I looked
he
on
would
there?
never do that. He
Yeah,
would never do
I don't think my parents would ever do that
Have
either.
your parents ever tried to set you up on a date before?
No, they never.
Really?
They never have.
That is so shocking to me.
Really?
Because you're all boys, no?
Yeah. So it's me and my two younger brothers. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Maybe in a traditional sense, like
You're the
would've.
oldest.
And I'm the
you're
oldest too.
And you're
I'm getting old.
no, I'm just trying to
get
not
it, I
out
get
you
it
to
all.
the whole internet world. But Rob is single right now.
Oh
If
yeah, I am.
any of you ladies are
If any
the
ladies
market.
are interested, sure, we could talk. We could talk after the podcast.
you can DM him at Rob Chen
Yeah,
here.
at your own discretion.
Yeah, I'm like surprised that
Is it a common thing for specifically
especially
guys?
if your oldest son is
Oh, oldest son. Wow.
and you're 25, which is not old, but sorry, I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm just saying like to set an example, right?
Yeah.
For your younger brothers.
Well, or I could just go out and date. I mean, I don't really have much time
Anyway,
for that right now. You
no,
know,
I
but,
think
like,
it's great that your parents are letting you do your own thing. I just think that's funny.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know it does happen,
Yeah.
and I think it is more common in China because one of my like second cousins
Yeah.
from China came to the States specifically to look for like a wife. And he was here maybe for like a class or two, like classes and stuff, but he really was here, and he stayed at our place, like he crashed at our spot for like a few weeks, and my mom and like some of our other relatives, my aunts and like uncles would try to introduce him to people that they knew
Wow.
to like meet up. So it wasn't exactly like marriage marketing, but it still was a matchmaking that involved the parents. I think that's something that's very, really, really different.
Oh, yeah.
Compared to like, because when I grew up, it's so much about, okay, you as the individual, you would like go out and date. But in China, I feel like, or at least in Chinese culture, there is a huge influence of family.
Yeah.
Family is such a big part of it. So it's like they have a lot of say in who you get to date and stuff. And they'll even be like, oh, wait, what is their animal, like Chinese zodiac sign?
I think they put that on the paper here too, right?
Yeah, like that's part of the advertisement. They'll put the Chinese
your
zodiac.
age, your education background, very important. Your salary, your city.
Yeah.
So I guess you can travel from or within Beijing. They probably want to know like which area you live in.
Those are like some of the basic.
A caring parent would also mention their child's zodiac sign in order to find the best possible match.
Yeah.
I'm the year of the rat. What are you?
I'm year of the dog. Yeah.
You're the year of the dog.
Yeah. Yeah. And
very loyal.
I do follow. Do you know your animals that you're compatible with? Have you ever like searched that up or have asked about it?
I actually don't know that. I know that I'm the rat. The year of the rat is very like cunning and thoughtful and stubborn and quick. What?
Yep. That's my sis.
I'm glad you agree. Yeah, I don't
agree
know
with that.
No, I don't know what rats are compatible. Let's look that up.
I think so. My hypothesis is that it's every 4 years, because the Chinese zodiac has.
Guessing?
I'm not guessing. It's called an educated hypothesis.
I thought you were gonna say that like there are certain ones.
Yeah, I do think there are certain ones, and I think each animal has two compatible, harmonious animals.
But what's the official one?
I think you would have like two. Each one has like 2 or 3. So yours, guys.
Rat best matches with dragon, monkey, and ox. That's funny because my dad's dragon, my sister's a monkey.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Worst match, rabbit, horse, sheep, rooster. My mom's a sheep. That's funny. I think my mom and I get along really well.
Yeah, I mean, these don't like really it's not like the full determination of everything.
Oh, this is also in love. Okay.
Yeah.
Tiger, snake, dog, and pig, and other rat people can harmonize with the rat people. I like the term mouse. I think rat is a little derogatory. You know what I mean? Like now that I live in New York, there's so many of them.
There are a lot of rats. But hey, if you watch Ratatouille, you might feel the difference.
I've never watched Ratatouille, but the thought of a rat in my kitchen just gives me hives.
Me too. I don't like rats at all. But I believe that it's every 4 years. It's like you're compatible. At least I think so, because for dog, my compatible animals are horse and tiger.
And rabbit.
And rabbit, yeah.
You have a good sense of justice.
I
the
do.
dog can assist the tiger while making the task finish smoothly.
Smoothly, yeah. So, and actually, the chain that I'm wearing right now is a horse.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So my grandma gave this to me my grandparents gave this to me like many, many years ago for good luck and prosperity and everything. But part of it is like, and so when I checked it up, okay, when's the year of the horse? It's 1990. So it's like 4 years before me. And then I checked the year of the tiger and it's 4 years after me. So then I just came to the conclusion of like, okay, well, like your quote unquote, like the best compatible zodiac signs are the ones that's within every 4 years.
Got it.
Because there's only 12. So it keeps cycling back within these 4. So there's 3.
Interesting.
Yeah, like a triangle, you know?
You are loyal, careful, and responsible to your marriage, but you need to understand each other and make a moderate compromise when necessary. You have undying affection.
I do have undying affection.
What are your zodiac signs? And if you agree with them / don't agree with them.
Yeah.
I think it's super interesting to having grown up with like this being super enforced in my family, like the zodiac signs.
Same here.
But then coming to the States and then everyone here is obsessed with astrology.
Yeah.
And they're like, you're a triple Taurus. I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Apparently that means I'm like very stubborn.
You're very stubborn and very grounded. Yeah.
What's your star sign?
I'm a Gemini.
Oh yeah, you're a Gemini.
Yeah,
I get along with Geminis. Yeah.
We get a lot of hate, but you know, we just see two sides of the same coin. That's all.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to this whole Chinese offline Tinder thing.
That's great. But there is an actual like Chinese version of Tinder, is there?
There is, yeah, but I think it was recently deleted off.
Oh, it was recently deleted.
It was called TanTan.
TanTan.
Which means like literally translates to chat.
Chat. Interesting.
Which is interesting to me that they even had that in the first place because I mean it's basically a carbon copy of Tinder. Like if you open the there's like a photo. If you opened the app,
below.
It literally looks like Tinder.
Wow, it
like
really
they
does.
just copied the entire user.
I mean, I don't use Tinder, so I wouldn't know, but this does look like.
You've never used Tinder.
I've never used Tinder.
Ever.
The only time I've used this for
Like
on
not
my
even
friend's
for a
account.
joke.
On my friend's account, when he handed me his phone and he was like,
But
"Oh,
you
can you
haven't
just
used it on your
type it?"
phone?
No, I never had.
Okay, so when I was a freshman in college, Tinder like was new, so
Yeah,
everyone
everybody
downloaded it. But like
used
I
it,
never
yeah.
went on a Tinder date. I've been on like a couple Bumble dates. Actually, you've known this. I've been on, but
Yeah.
yeah. Sidebar. But I've never gone on an actual Tinder date because in college that was the one that people used for like only
For
casual
hooking up.
hookups.
Yeah.
Which I was like not about.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what kind of I saw Tinder as that way too.
But
so
now,
I never,
I have a lot of friends. Not a lot. I have a few friends who have met their like long-standing
girlfriends,
relationships
boyfriends.
on Tinder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've known some people who've met somebody dope.
I mean,
there as well.
I had like a pretty lengthy relationship from Bumble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it all through the chat, or did you guys actually meet up and stuff?
Oh no, of course we met.
Oh,
up.
it's like after meeting up.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like a link, like that turned into like it wasn't just like a casual.
Casual
Anyway,
thing.
we don't need
Okay.
to talk about it.
Prying into Chrissy's
you've
life.
never used Tinder?
I've never used Tinder.
Can you download it? Can we make you an account?
I mean,
Is this something that you're interested in? Let us know.
I could-
If you are, we will we'll make Rob a profile.
Yeah, if you guys want me to make a profile, and if you are in the New York area, then yeah, sure. Like, comment below
Next
if you
episode,
next episode,
we'll-
then I will make one for next episode, and I will post it out there, and I will see what's within my
Can't believe you never
30-mile
used it.
radius. No, I
Anyway,
never used
it's
it.
not
Still
30
never.
miles, please. It's like you can choose like 1 mile or like 5.
Or 1 mile,
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
Anyway, yeah, the Chinese Tinder, it's called TanTan, which is owned by Momo, Beijing-based Momo. I guess that's another app. Was suspended from multiple app stores in the country.
Why?
Probably because
is
people
it?
were not using it for the correct. Probably because they were posting like
Like nudes?
propaganda or something. No, I don't. Well, because WeChat, you can like discover on WeChat if you like go on discover mode, it'll like show you who's nearby you that's also using WeChat. So that's kind of. So I'm
using the location function.
So
yeah.
it surprises me that they even had a 1010. So it's a
Wow.
Tinder-like dating app. It made an ongoing government effort to clean up the content in cyberspace. Surprise, surprise.
But without elaborating on the reason of the removal
Yeah.
or timeline for restoration.
Right.
So we still have no idea why. But
I mean,
whoa! Do you see this?
what?
The
I mean,
TanTan app is currently China's biggest dating platform with 90 million registered users and 6 million daily active users, according to Chinese tech news site
But
36KR.
But I think those numbers are not correct because the reason why it was taken down because so many fraud accounts were being made. So many like fake, because there's no way to really verify.
Oh,
I guess.
like there could be fake accounts, bots,
Yeah.
people who catfish.
Yeah. So
All of
like
that.
with Bumble and Tinder, you have to connect either like your Facebook or your Instagram. Like
Oh.
you have to connect
Oh,
a
you have to
social media profile.
Oh, I thought you used to use your email or something.
I think it used to be that way, but then people were catfishing. People were using, making fake accounts, and
Gotcha,
like
gotcha.
getting photos because the internet is,
Well, the
is
internet,
free. You can
the
get
internet
photos.
is wild,
The internet
ladies and
is
gentlemen.
wild. Please stay safe. It's a scary place.
Yeah.
But so you have to verify, and if you verify with like multiple, you get like a blue check. And like if you have
interesting.
mutual friends with the person, it can show you who your mutual friends are.
What?
Yeah, so that way you can like,
Oh, no, I
oh,
think
this
I did know
person's a
about
real
that, yeah.
person, or like, oh, this person's friends with Stacy. I'm gonna text Stacy and be like, hey, what are
Hey,
your thoughts on this
Is this person a creep? Whatever, you know.
or like, would I get along with this person? Like before
Yeah,
you
yeah.
even start the chat.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know
So
that.
it's kind of like, merging meeting people in real life. Like if you were like, let's say there's like this is a fake friend. I don't have a friend named Stacy. Like let's say my friend Stacy is like, oh yeah, you and Josh would really get along. You should meet Josh. Whereas like I could just open Bumble and then like
You can see
Josh
the
shows
mutual
up and
friend.
Stacy's
Oh,
a
yeah.
mutual friend, and then I can ask Stacy, be like,
Yeah.
hey, and she'll be like, oh yeah, how have I never thought of that? You guys would totally get along. So that's how it's like kind of like merging like offline and online. Anyway,
So probably TanTan doesn't have
Because
like
there's
the
no
social
Facebook
media
in China.
platform, but
I
how come
guess
they
it
don't
could-
connect? But I think if they connect it
To, like,
with
WeChat?
yeah, like
I guess that's
or
true. Yeah,
Weibo, then
it's just
you
hard
don't have to
because
worry
there
about
aren't really
that.
like verified social medias, like
Yeah.
pages in China.
but But WeChat, for example, is from the government. Like, it's all like
That's true.
run
It
by the
is.
government.
It is
So
really censored
but
and
just having a
monitored.
profile from them, like you kind of are verified
Right.
already by the government and the party.
I guess that's true.
So-
Maybe like they have you enter like your HUCO number,
Oh yeah,
like your citizenship number.
that's crazy. Dang.
Anyway,
Wow. And so
yeah. So it's under review right now.
and it's part of a bigger company called Momo, which is a
They bought it, yeah.
a popular location-based hookup app.
It's a
Interesting.
location-based hookup app, so it's kind of like that's more like Tinder.
Yeah.
But they have live streaming and social media features.
Wow, that's crazy.
So I think it's like a morph between Tinder and
like
Face.
Instagram,
What's live? Yeah, Instagram does the most of the live streams.
live streams and like pictures.
Yeah.
Right. Dang. I mean, I do feel like there is like probably like, I mean, it is in the case of every country, but I think definitely in China there's definitely like huge, like I'll say, disturbance in cyberspace. Like there's like a lot, like you don't know what's on there, like because there's so many people, all these accounts, and like you really don't know what.
Yeah.
But and also because of the internet is rising so much, and especially in China, as more people have access to internet technology, phones and stuff, people, and a whole plethora of like 1 billion people.
You could be a fake person, totally. There
Yeah.
are enough photos. There are enough the Facetune, like the face apps that like make you look older, make you look younger.
Wasn't there one?
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't there like a lady who?
This is hilarious.
Yeah, wasn't
But
she
also
like?
kind of scary.
didn't she-
There's
so,
this. Go ahead. This was
The
yesterday.
title of this happened yesterday.
It's from South China Morning Post. This is the article that I found while scrolling this morning on my
How
news.
Chinese live streamers transform themselves for fame and money.
And
Seeing
the
the young
log
streamer in
line.
spotlight after she was exposed as a middle-aged woman. We could put the pictures
We'll put
in
the
the
pictures up
article in
because this
here
is
as
kind of
well.
hilarious.
Yeah.
So her social media name is Your Highness Chow Bi Luo. There are no tones, so I don't know what the tones are.
Tens of thousands of followers.
Is
Wow.
during her notorious live streaming session last week. Basically, she's seemingly this young blogger, influencer, streamer on the app called Douyu, which is a live streaming platform known for gaming content and often dubbed as China's Twitch.
Interesting.
The filter stopped working on her face and she was exposed
That's great.
for her true self. And I think
Wow.
people were surprised because she came off as this very young millennial person in their 20s, and she's actually 56 years old.
Hey, girl, you know, you still got it then. That means you still got it, you know what I'm saying? All good, all good. Maybe I'll find you when I download Tinder as well.
Funny. If you were just like watching this.
And I'll know where it's like, whoa!
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
oh my goodness. But you know what's even funnier is after that she got even more followers.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Got even more followers
But then
after
Douyu
that.
permanently banned her account for deliberately generating hype and causing adverse social impact. She's just trying to have fun. Let her
No,
be.
she's just trying to build clout, you know? It's like that song. They do anything for clout.
But the photo on the left and the right, you know, there is a like discrepancy. But that's the thing with these like Snapchat filters, these
Yeah. These are filters for a
Instagram
reason,
filters, you know, they make you look like when I put on the baby filter on Snapchat. Have you used that yet?
Nope.
You haven't?
No.
It's really hilarious.
I've used like the changing your gender
Oh yeah, that one's
feature.
stupid.
That was like hilarious.
That one's stupid. That's just like stereotypes. But the
Yeah.
old one and the young one, and like this, so this one's clearly the young one.
Yeah.
Like that looks like a real person,
It does.
and
it
looks
does.
like a completely different person than the person on the right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Technology.
crazy.
Technology's crazy with that. Wow.
Yeah. So Maypie, which is another one, another app, has 20 editing functions dedicated to completely transforming your face.
Dang.
It's like a real life avatar. It's like real life Sims.
Yeah, yeah. You could adjust your face however you want. Bigger eyes, slimmer cheeks.
And that's so bad too for young kids who are like
For
coming
young-
in,
yeah,
who are
definitely, really
just
bad.
starting to use social media and like seeing what like beauty standards, especially in China.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is there already? It's not like an epidemic, but it's definitely a case to be made, at least in the States too. Like, we got a lot of young kids who are on Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and they could put on all these types of filters.
Oh, yeah,
And
TikTok is blowing up.
TikTok is another one too. TikTok is in a way, it's kind of like Vine, but it's its own thing where you can post like 15-second video clips. It's a Chinese company actually. It was.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It used to be called Musical.ly.
Yeah. Oh.
And then
TikTok is Musical.ly?
Yeah. So.
Yeah, my little cousins are on that all the time.
On Musical.ly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it got bought out, and then it
I
got
see.
turned into TikTok.
Got it.
Which is a Chinese company, and it has over 500 million users.
That's wild.
Most of these kids are young, like 15 years old, 14 years old. So if you have all of them, you're like looking at these apps with these filters, like it definitely could like it will affect you in some type of way.
Interesting that it's a Chinese company because we were talking about this with my coworker this weekend, where I work, and her brother is 15 and has like 20,000 followers
On TikTok?
Yeah.
Wow.
And my friend, I think she's 28 or something. She was like, I need to download this app and see what my little brother is doing. And then she downloaded it and like found his name. And she's like, he has 20,000 followers.
That's crazy, yo. It's like, damn. When you realize that your younger sibling is like cooler than you.
It's just like dumb videos of him dancing and like lip syncing.
I mean,
they're kind of funny.
I have a TikTok account too.
I wouldn't spend my time watching little 15-year-old boys dancing to. I guess it's other teenagers.
It's other teenagers.
Yeah.
I mean, they have all kinds of people on there too.
Yeah.
But majority of them tend to be younger.
But what's
I have a TikTok
crazy,
account.
I know
too.
you do.
Yeah.
But what's crazy is that but that's just for you. Like you'll just save the videos. And
Yeah, I just like create these.
you
like,
don't
fun
care.
little-
But like this kid, I forget where. I think they're from Michigan. Like they're just from the small town in Michigan, and this is a Chinese app.
Yeah.
And like kids in Michigan are using it.
Yeah.
That's wild.
There are kids in the States who are like 15 years old, 16 years old, who have 3 million followers on TikTok.
Oh wow! Look at this.
What?
This is like a photo of like what she really looks like and what the filter. It's like making. Basically, these filters have
crazy.
like distorted like beauty standards. Basically,
We'll put a picture
they
on
make
here
their
just
eyes
for you
look
guys to see.
bigger, a pointed chin, and lighter skin.
Dang.
Which is, that's potentially very harmful to young people and older people.
And older
for like
people
beauty
too,
standards,
It's just rewiring your brain to think of what is considered beautiful, to a point where everyone will probably end up looking like that alien emoji.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
So apps are like a new thing, and like this park in China is definitely like a new thing because people aren't getting married anymore in China as young.
Yeah.
And also just because the gender ratio is so off.
With that one child policy.
Which is still a thing. People think that the one child policy is not active anymore, but it is, but there are lighter limitations. So it used to be like if both of your parents were only children, like if so like my parents are both not only child, so if technically, because my dad became a U.S. citizen when he married my mom, but like let's say like my dad married a Chinese woman who also had siblings, they could only have one kid. But if my dad was an only child and he married someone who was also an only child, they could have multiple.
Oh,
If the
so
first
that's the
one,
loophole.
if the first child was a girl.
Really?
Yes. So if you are an only child, you marry someone that's also an only child, and you have a boy, you're finished. That's it.
Wow.
But if you have a girl, you can have another one because girls are
there's less fewer
valuable.
girls. And there's also the ratio is just fewer women in China because of the
But you would
one-child policy.
theoretically want more women.
You want more women.
But yeah, so now
100%.
that's what makes the ratio off. Like when
Yeah.
I was in elementary school and I was in like public school, I was one of 4 girls in my class of 60.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was all boys because of this one-child policy, right?
Dang.
Because if you had a girl, chances are she would be given up for adoption
Yeah.
or put into human trafficking, which is really, really horrible.
It's really sad, and
Yeah.
it's because of that one-child policy. The parents will have to choose, like,
Yeah,
oh, I got to give this kid up, and then I have to get a son.
yeah.
I think it's really stupid. It's really dumb. It stems from such a long, old, like, generational
I mean, it's sexist,
old,
right? It's like saying that like girls won't bring you money, like they can't work. I mean, it stemmed in like
it stems from like old like traditional times.
right,
from,
like men working in fields.
Yeah,
and women,
men working
yeah.
in the fields, like women staying at home taking care of
But
the
it
kids.
also stems from because China is like hugely overpopulated and people were starving to death because there were too many people. So they were trying to control the population, which is why they first implemented the one-child policy.
Yeah.
And then recently in 2013, that was how many years ago?
6 years.
Wow, that's crazy. feels like that was yesterday. Anyway, so recently now, if one parent is an only child, then you can have multiple kids. It used to be both parents had to be only children, but now it's just one of the two has to be only children.
Got it.
So they're like relaxing it a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
It's a difficult, right? Because it's like meant as a good thing, technically, because they're trying to control, like, so there's more to go around, right? They're trying to control, but it's also it's not happening in a safe way because, you know, people are being forced to give up their children.
Yeah.
Or
still now.
Yeah. So
because technically
it's not in
unsafe ways, and so that's why, for example, adoption, like there was a point where at least in the 80s and 90s, there was like a lot of influx of Chinese and Korean kids, especially like girls who would get adopted into like American 90s, families. And I volunteered for like one of the organizations like last year. It's like families for like Chinese like kids or something like that. It's crazy, and then some of them might have like twins. Some of them might be twins, and like they never know that they had like a twin sister.
There's actually this documentary that's coming out this August.
So this month.
Oh wow, it's
August already. Crazy. Yeah. Wow.
It's called One Child Nation. Nanfu Wang and Jia Lingjang are the directors, and it's hoping to shed light on the realities of the one-child policy in China, because also content warning for our viewers, we'll put that in our description about this, because there are a lot of unsafe and forced abortions happening. And it's just ultimately taking away a woman's right to choose what she wants to do with her body and her child, which is ultimately, you know, really, really difficult. So they're shedding light on that, talking about people who've been separated from their twin siblings.
For like 16, 17 years, 20 years.
We watched the trailer, and one girl, her twin sister, got adopted by an American family and now lives in the States. I have a lot of friends who are my age or a little bit older who are adopted from Asian countries, and they're all girls.
We've worked with some of them too. And we have friends.
We have lots of friends. It's very much an interesting. I can't wait to see how this documentary covers it, because a lot of the filming is in China, right? With the interviews, and their faces aren't blurred out or anything. So I'm really curious to watch it.
Will it be aired in China as well?
I don't think so. I think it says August 9th in the U.S., which is this Friday.
Wow.
I wonder where it's gonna. Do you want to go see it?
I want to watch it. Is it gonna be released in like select theaters?
It was already at Sundance Film Festival in January.
Got it.
True Falls Film Festival in March. On the trailer it said it was gonna be
released this year, right?
No, August 9th in theaters. So it's probably gonna be select theaters. Like it's probably not gonna be at AMC, theaters, but we should definitely see it.
I want to watch this film. I do wish like a film like this could be played in China.
I know.
As well, because I think a lot of it has to do with the mindset, you know.
Right.
You have like people, if you're in this bubble when all you know is like a certain thing, these laws are coming into you like this. You have to make a certain decision with your life and everything. That's all you know, and you might feel like you're alone in this, or you might feel that nobody understands you.
Right.
I think having like a documentary like this like puts light into so many perspectives. I think every single parent and family in China would understand a documentary like this.
And I think what's interesting about the trailer, at least, is that it doesn't seem to pick a side necessarily, whether it's against or for the policy, because you see people talking about, well, we had no other choice. When they're talking about giving up their girls, like we had no other choice because this policy is in place so people aren't starving to death. And it's very interesting to see both sides of the argument and see how both sides affect the family, right? And I think you're right. It's like they're going through this really difficult and really peculiar and specific challenge in their life, and knowing that other people are also going through that is probably would be useful and cathartic. I would hope that it would be aired in China, but I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. One day, I hope so. I hope it does. Yeah,
but another movie, just moving on, switching topics a little bit, it's coming out, or it's in pre-pro right now.
It's in pre-production. I think they've already been filming it.
Really?
But now this film actually will be released in China. I know that for a fact, because it's a film about Li Na, who is who was just recently inducted into
Yeah, we talked about that.
the whole International Tennis Hall of Fame. So she wrote an autobiography called My Life. So this film is based on that whole.
Oh, it's like based on her. So she wrote the script?
So she wrote the book. She wrote
and
an
the script is
autobiography.
going to be based off of that.
Yeah, so
that's awesome.
yeah,
so it's like not someone else writing it.
Nah. Well, I mean, I think the script is still written by somebody else, but
Right,
it's
but
all
it's
based off of her book.
That's awesome.
Because so the director Peter Chan, who's like a very famous Hong Kong director, he actually didn't like the script that much. So so they brought her on set a couple of times as a consultant.
Oh, that's
And
awesome
so
to like get her
feedback and like wording and stuff. So they would adjust the script.
It was written by Zhejiang. I don't have the tones. I'm probably butchering that. Who wrote American Dreams in China?
Oh, what? That person
I don't
wrote
know
that?
that movie.
Oh, this is a fun movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Looks fun. Looks
So-
like the Chinese Times Square.
This is actually Times Square.
I mean, it's a fake Times Square. It's CGI.
Yeah, it's CGI. Side note, so this is a film called American Dreams in China, which is based off of the real story of, I would say it's like one of the biggest Chinese like college prep, like testing prep course. And like even Kaplan wanted to buy them out and stuff, but instead they went public. With their
Oh,
company.
interesting. I want to see that. That
So
sounds fun.
that's why it's called American Dreams in China. Like they had this big dream, and they were all like really poor, and one of them was a teacher.
Got it. All right.
So yeah, so that's for another like Chinese film to watch. Like this is a fun film too. I think this film's great. But Lena, the film.
This movie poster looks epic.
We'll put it here. Like this looks really really cool. I think they're getting like not like a really big Chinese actress for the movie.
They originally had someone lined up for it. I forget her name. It was a bigger actress, and then they didn't change their mind because they wanted it to be a newcomer.
I like that.
I think it's because they wanted the skill. They wanted they wanted an actual tennis player.
Probably, yeah. Somebody that can actually play tennis.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, everybody has their reasons why. As an actor, like we go through these things. We see like why they choose which talent at the end of the day. And most of the time, it's never about you. Yeah, 99% is never about you. I am excited about this film. I want to see if they will have like a release in America. I don't think they would, but I'm gonna have to find
it's
like
be a Mandarin, right?
Yeah,
Probably.
it's most likely gonna be a Mandarin. But what's cool is that it talks about a lot of different things, like more than just like the fact that she was a Grand Slam champ. It talks about her struggles and her like fight with like the system, like the Chinese system of the sport. It talks about how, and you know what's interesting? You know how like last week we talked about the farewell, and how like in the Chinese families like we don't really talk about death. So this happened to her actually when she was 14 years old. She was competing outside of her hometown. And her father died when she was 14.
Oh, I didn't know that.
She did not. Nobody told her that he died until she came back from her match. So she left. Her dad died. Nobody told her during her tournament and her match.
Because they didn't want to distract her.
Exactly. They didn't want to distract her from her performance, from her games. So they didn't tell her until after she came back.
Wow.
So it's just like stuff like that and like personal things in her life. Knee injuries that she went through, careers, ups and downs, and even post career after she retired, and what was it like when she got into debt. She was in some debt.
Oh wow. I didn't know that.
And and the struggles of starting her own team in school.
Yeah.
But now she's doing really really well because she's got a whole school, a whole academy for tennis, and ultimately what she wanted. I think it's a good segue from what we talked about from the one-child policy and like and gender equality. She wants this film as well as her school to help empower young girls and women to strive for the best.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's why I think a film like this would be
I'm
really,
excited.
really nice.
Lots of cool, intellectually challenging and also entertaining things coming out.
Yeah, all happening in China. So I'm excited to see how film and entertainment takes off.
Nice
in China,
change in
yeah.
pace from Friends.
From Friends, yeah.
Although it's a funny TV show that was really popular in China for a really long time.
Was it recently canceled or something?
I mean, it's not on streaming platforms anymore. But it was. There's this Chinese or like Asia channel called Star World.
Star
It's
Wars,
like
yeah, I heard of Star Wars. Yeah.
That I had growing up. So like The Simpsons and Friends and like random TV shows would be allowed. So like I watched a lot of Friends growing up because that's just what was on. Or Seinfeld was on a lot too.
That's what I hear. I hear like a lot of kids learn their English from watching shows like Friends. Like if you're not from America.
Because it's like a relatable American sitcom.
Yeah, but I do think like a show like that is relatable. It's okay, you and Friends.
It's like it's very like a privileged group. Like there you live in these giant New York City apartments.
For sure. It's not like super accurate to like.
Yeah, they live right across from each other. They have these huge living rooms. They have their own bedrooms.
That would be ideal.
But they work at a coffee shop, and that's how they pay their rent.
Oh, what a life! What a life that is.
Anyway, all right. Let us know if you want us to set up Rob's Tinder profile because we'll totally do that. I've been really trying to get you to go on more dates.
Yeah, I guess so. I've not been that good with dates, I guess you could say.
All right, we'll do that next week, maybe.
We'll do it next week, yes.
Thanks for tuning in.
Hit me up, slide in the DMs. Try your best, shoot your shot. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Shot.
If you're on Subtle Asian Dating, Rob is in there too.
So are you.
Yeah, but mine was a joke, my friends.
Mine was a joke as well.
Bye.
Finito, ta-da.
No, that's not serious.